Hi everyone and welcome to Infinix Learning. This is Omar and today we are going to talk about the HLOOKUP function in Microsoft Excel. This video is made from the angle of an accountant, how an accountant can use HLOOKUP in his or her daily life. So let's get straight into that. HLOOKUP function basically stands for the horizontal lookup. It is very much like your standard VLOOKUP, except it looks up data horizontally in a data set rather than vertically for VLOOKUP. Let's jump onto Excel and take a look at some practical examples. Okay, so this is my Excel sheet, and what I have in front of me is a P&L, a profit and loss statement from 2010 to 2020. What I have is some very basic P&L items like revenue, cost of sales, gross profit, operating profit, the profit before tax, and then the net profit. Now, one thing to note about this data is this is a time series data, which means it is spread across different time horizons, and this is where HLOOKUP is very commonly used by accountants. It is used to look up values within a time series based data, a data which is spread across multiple years, multiple months, and so on. So let's see how we can quickly summarize this data and lay the very foundations of a dashboard based on HLOOKUP. So I'll move on to my next sheet, which is the HLOOKUP_1. And by the way, you can download this worksheet from the link in the description of this video. So let's say I have 3 years which I want to summarize from my earlier data set. I have 2017 and I have 2018 and 2019. Let's make this bold. Now what I want to summarize, what I want to extract from my data set is the revenue, and I'm going to extract the net profit. Okay. Let's move everything a bit to the right. Yeah, perfect. Now, one way to extract the revenue and net profit would be to go to my earlier sheet, my data set, and then manually copy and paste the revenue and net profit numbers. But this is a bit less efficient, and well, it would take a lot of time if you want to make changes down the line. So how can we use HLOOKUP to do that rather quickly and efficiently? Going back to my HLOOKUP sheet, I will use the HLOOKUP formula here. So press the equals key, HLOOKUP. I have the formula. The first argument in this formula is the lookup value. The lookup value is the value you want to find in your data set. So I want to find 2017. And if you notice, this is a horizontal setting. So 2017, 18, and 19 is present horizontally in my data. I want to find 2017, comma. The next argument is table array, which is the source data from which you want to pull up your values. For me, the source data is my P&L. I'll go back to it and I will select all this data with my mouse. Once I have that, I'll press comma, and then the next variable I have, the next argument I have is row index number, which means the row, the number of the row which you want to extract. Revenue for me is on which row? This is the first row in the data, the second row, and the third row. So revenue is on the third row in my data set. So I'll type in 3, comma. The fourth argument is a setting for HLOOKUP. If you set this setting to true, the HLOOKUP function will try to approximately match your lookup value in the dataset. But this is not something we want most of the time as accountant. We want exact matches. So I will set this as false. Now you can type in the whole false word, or a shortcut is to just type in 0. 0 in Excel stands for false and 1 in Excel stands for true. So I'll type in 0, I'll close my brackets, and that's it. As you can see, what I have in front of me is my revenue for 2017 pulled up using the HLOOKUP function. Let's do a bit of formatting on this one. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to copy this HLOOKUP formula across the 3 years. A good practice is to always lock your table array or your source data cells within the formula. So I'll go back to my formula, press F2. I want to make sure that my source data, my table array, which is this in the P&L tab, the cells of this are locked. So I will move on to the cell name B1 and press F4. You can see these dollar signs becoming visible next to my column number and my row number. This means that now if I copy and paste this formula into other cells, this B1 will not change. I'll do the same thing with the next address, and here you go. My cells for the table array are locked. The next thing I want to make sure is as I copy my HLOOKUP formula to other cells, I do not want to change or move the row of my years. So the years are in row number 2. I want this row number 2 to stay constant. So I will lock the rows in my lookup value as well with a dollar sign. Let's press enter. I can now copy this formula across my small dashboard, and as you can see, it has populated the revenues perfectly. What happened in the net profit? Well, let's go and check in the formula. In the net profit formula, the HLOOKUP is still referencing row number 3. This means that you're still telling the HLOOKUP to pull up value from the third row. Well, this is no longer correct. Why? Because net profit is, if you go back to the P&L sheet, it is on row number 15. You can count it from the top all the way down. It's on row number 15. So to get this right, you go back to your formula and you change the number 3 to number 15. And here you go. Now the formula is pulling up net profit instead of revenues. You can copy and paste this across all the 3 years. And there you go. You have your net profit and your revenue pulled up correctly. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can convert this into a mini dashboard for easy visualization. So let's say I want to add a metric. I want to show net margin on the sheet as well. The formula for net margin is net profit divided by revenue, 26%, and I will copy and paste this formula across all the 3 years. And I want to change this into a simple chart. So I will select these cells, go to insert, recommended charts, and I will select the first one. Let's remove the title. So now you have a chart of the 3 years of revenue, net profits, and net margins. Let's say now you want to see the data for another 3 years starting from 2010. So I will just type in 2010 and it will automatically change the data in your small dashboard. It will also change the chart based on the revised data. You can try this by yourself. 2012, and there you go. This has become a more dynamic mini dashboard for you by using the HLOOKUP function. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.